wider sidewalks would have been great.
Be good. It's good to save the angle parking. That's, if not, it'll be very limiting. That's my opinion. For sure, the more room, the merrier. But I think we can share the space.
For me, I don't live in Rossland. I come up to Rossland to enjoy the scenery, to enjoy the beauty of it. So really, I mean, we're wanting to beautify the city.
I think that's a great compromise because people had been feeling that they were getting railroaded into having the parallel parking, and I'm glad that they decided to change that to 45-degree angle.
That's great.
Yeah, I agree with her. And I thought that when the town was first laid out in the 20s and 30s for automobiles, they developed this style of parking, and I thought it's very congruent with the whole image the town wants to put out, that, you know, it's a period town, and it worked out, so I'm really glad they kept it.
I was involved in a number of the design charrettes, and I was really happy to have the opportunity to discuss different options and provide feedback to the city.
I attended quite a few of the meetings. Of course, being a business owner, I was pretty interested in the process.
I totally was dead against parallel parking, and I mean, Mel and I really, went out there and asked people how they felt and got 616 signatures in 2 days. So imagine what could have been done in a week.
Yeah, I just think that that 600-person petition that was signed didn't really give all the facts as far as letting people know that that maintaining the slant parking was going to come at a cost of the width of the sidewalk. That wasn't. I think I even signed that petition, but in light of the fact that I don't want a narrower sidewalk than is existing, I retract my signature on that.
Everything changed to me, which seemed at the last minute, with no community consultation process, by means of a petition. Now, I'm not saying the petitions aren't legitimate, but they were one-sided. The petitions didn't say, do you support this, yes or no, and have the box to circle, yes, I still propose the revitalization plan. They were just one-sided, and I know that there was a heavy lean towards that, but I personally felt that was, I was surprised that one petition trumped a year-long community planning process.
I think council has been bullied into keeping the same thing for the next 50 or 100 years. I will never get to see Rossland as I envisioned it.
Well, I went to several of the meetings as it was planned, and what I didn't care for was that never was the question asked about what's an issue for you. It was always what's your favorite part of the new design, etc. I didn't feel there was real honest room left in there for, are there issues that are going to impact you a lot or impact certain segments of Rossland society? For instance, anyone older, anyone a little infirm, challenged mobility issues, or little kids trying to shop, say, for groceries here, and suggested that they could park behind Pro Hardware in the lot that would exist there.
Because we don't have enough parking as it is, and then they're going to make a bunch of them for handicap. It was ridiculous, look at our parking now. Sometimes you can't get in anywhere, never mind parallel, which is going to cut it in half. So, yeah.
And by the way, just a quick remark, those 10 parking spots, you business people in town, those 10 parking spots have already been lost because a lot of your employees and a lot of other people that I personally know of, they park for the whole day in the same very spot, since we don't even have a by law enforcement officer to enforce the parking law anymore. So that means that those 10 spots that are so precious to you, if we actually had a by law enforcement officer, you would the net gain would be the same.
Well, I prefer angle parking for sure. I think it becomes, certainly in the winter, it for me anyway, is a lot more advantageous than parallel parking.
So, in addition to creating a wider sidewalk for things like parades and special events downtown, and creating a nice pedestrian atmosphere where people can set up cafe chairs and stuff like that out on the sidewalk, we'd also have room to put things like a bike rack out there. And we don't really have much in the way for bike racks in the downtown core, and I think, you know, if we had room for some and a few more of them, then people might be inclined to ride their bike to town, and then that would further relieve stress on the parking situation.
Because my opinion is I like big main streets, right? I think it would be a shame to cut down on the size we have and cut down on the parking space we have. So I'm all for, you know, I think we had big sidewalks. 4 meters is pretty good. And as long as we stick with the angle parking, I think we get a lot more traffic through town, a lot more business for downtown businesses.
I think we lost a really big opportunity to have something like most older European cities have, or South American cities even. We're going to keep with the same North American model, which is the car rules.
I spent a lot of time in Nelson, and I think they have a really good downtown core that supports loitering in the downtown core, whether that just be coffee or shopping, sidewalk sales. It seems to attract a really large crowd and community on the downtown streets of Nelson.
I'm really disappointed that we didn't come up with a more innovative design. I feel like this was an opportunity for Rossland to, you know, be a creative community and do something different.
And I thought that that would be a really good fit for Rossland. Get some planters, more benches. We don't really have any seating downtown. It doesn't encourage people to hang out and have a community conversation.
Our sidewalks aren't that narrow, in my opinion. I think we've got great sidewalks. I think we have a super footprint for our town. It's a historical street, it's a heritage street, and I think it serves us well the way it's laid out. I'm grateful that the people that planned the town to begin with chose to go with such wide street, because we have snow removal issues that are not going to go away.
This council, the previous council, we are for the good ideas, but we are never for implementing them to the end. We're really a scared bunch. Nothing else to say.
You know, maybe having cafes and having, you know, a whole atmosphere out here, then that would be my preference. We can park around the block.